friends, Mrs. Ryder is here. I want to update you on what's happening with our caterpillars. Do you remember that they built themselves a home? Do you remember what that home is called? We call it a chrysalis or a cocoon. So I want you to see now how they're doing. They're still snuggled up in there, changing. When they finally become a butterfly, the process where they went from caterpillar to butterfly is called metamorphosis, which just means change. But what I want to do with you right now is work on our wings and no wings worksheet. So at the bottom, we see some different critters. They are not all insects, actually. One of them does not belong in the family, and we'll talk about him in a second. This paper that Mrs. Ryder sent your families has the insects and the crawly critters here already colored in because I really want you to focus today on your cutting. So remember, when we are cutting, we're gonna hold our paper and we are gonna hold our scissors. When I hold my scissors, remember that my thumb is pointing which direction? Up, right? So I have my thumb pointing up, and in the bigger hole, I have 2 fingers, and I open and close, just like we talk about at school. We call it maybe like an alligator mouth that we're gonna munch and munch on our paper. And so we open and close. So make sure that you're holding your scissors the right way. Now remember, instead of turning my hand, I'm gonna turn my paper if I need to cut different things. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to cut one long line to get all of our creepy critters, or crawly critters here, off of the paper. Now at school, we highlight this line to help it show up a little bit better so that we can stay on a straight line. So you can do that at home as well. So I should have one strip of paper just like this. And now I am going to do the same thing on the bottom and cut that line all the way across. Now, when I'm focusing on my cutting skills, I make sure my thumb is up, that I turn my paper, not my hand, and that as I'm munching and munching on this paper, that I don't have to go very fast. I can go nice and slow. All right, so now my strip is ready to be cut. I'm gonna cut these little end pieces off. You don't have to, but Mrs. Ryder just wants to make sure that when I tell you the shape that we're cutting, that I'm being accurate. So now we have our long strip of paper with little lines in between the critters. Can you see that? So now we're gonna cut these critters out, and we're gonna hold our scissors the same way. At school, we would probably highlight these lines as well for friends who need that extra assistance. And we are cutting them into squares. Now, at school, when we cut things, Mrs. Ryder's gonna start here, and I'm gonna form that line, and I'm gonna eat that little piece of paper, boop, just like that. At school, when we cut our items, we take them and we put them in our pencil box so we don't lose them. Because if I have papers laying all over the table, I could lose those items, right? So we normally have a trash bin for things that are trash. So you could use a bowl or a piece of Tupperware or something to make your trash bin. And you could, if you don't have a pencil box at home, you could use another piece of Tupperware to keep the items that you need. So the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to cut, right? So I'm slowly cutting all of my items, keeping all of my little pictures together so that I don't lose them. And we're working really hard on staying on those lines so we can make sure that we are cutting a nice square. Just like that. Now I have all of my items cut and I'm ready for gluing. So when I'm gluing, it's important that I sort before I glue. On this piece, on this side of the paper, it says wings, and on this side of the paper, it says no wings. So before I start gluing, I'm going to look at my pictures and decide where it belongs. Does this critter have wings or no wings? He has wings, so we are gonna put him on this side. Remember, I'm not gluing yet. How about my little friend, the caterpillar? Does he have wings or no wings? No wings, so we're gonna put him on this side. What about my bumblebee? Wings. My little beetle? No wings. A dragonfly? Wings. The caterpillar, this one's a little bit different. No wings. My butterfly, wings. My spider, no wings. Now when I look, let's count how many we have on each side. Ready? With wings, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. With no wings, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it is time to glue. At school, we take the time to put our glue on the backs of our pictures. So make sure when I take the lid off of my glue and I'm ready to use it, I push it up just a little bit, not too much. I'm gonna take my picture and I'm gonna put glue on the back of it. The reason why we put glue on the back of our picture instead of where we're going is so that we make sure we have the right amount and we don't have too much glue all over the place. So Mrs. Ryder's gonna finish gluing my pieces. I hope you had a lot of fun sorting wings and no wings. This is your bonus. I want you to decide which one of these is not an insect because insects have 6 legs and this critter has 8 legs. So when you find him, I want you to still put him on the front of your paper, but on the back, can you please draw a picture of the critter that you found that is not an insect? All right, see you later.